What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. Future Fighting 10 is going down tomorrow, March 14th in Louisville, Kentucky. Phil Perkins and his crew always put on a great show, a fantastic night of fights, and I expect this one is going to be much the same. According to Tapology, Hard Rock is going to be matchmaking, and he always does a fantastic job, and I think he's done a fantastic job again this time. These matchups are always a lot of fun, and I think it's a good way for these fighters to kind of be tested and advance their fighting career, being put up against similar skilled opponents. And I really think Hard Rock does a good job of keeping the fights fair and fun to watch. So I'm excited for that. Before we get into the card today, I wanted to highlight a few things. First of all, thank you for your support. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a huge help on YouTube and in deciding what works and what needs to be changed. I've been kind of trying to figure out what sort of videos are best moving forward, and I'm open to all of your suggestions. So if there's something that you'd like to see or something that I can do differently, let me know down below in the comments. I would very much appreciate it if you head over to my Instagram and give me a follow at 3KO_MMA. That's where I primarily push a lot of my content, as well as photos from the fights and the different events that I go to. I also repost a lot of fight news and stuff, and different cards or stuff that I feel interesting, or stuff that I feel is interesting for fighters or fight fans or beneficial to them. It's the best place to reach out to me if you want to be on the show or are interested in having any questions or anything. So I would really like to grow that account this year and get as many fighters and fans as I can. And for everybody that follows, you know, that's just more eyes to see you or see other news about fights. So that would really help to get people involved in the future. So I would really appreciate you following me over there if you're not already. And again, thanks a lot, everybody. I do want to mention something that's been brought to my attention. There's a website that I've been directed to. It's fightbook.com. I am not sponsored by them. And it's a relatively new website, it seems, but I really don't know a whole lot about how these fighters find their matchups and stuff for these cards and how they're booked. I feel like it's a lot of word of mouth or a lot of who you know. And from what I can tell, though, Fightbook is trying to make it easier for fighters to see what matchups are available and what cards are looking for athletes at the time, and are attempting to make it more seamless. I've signed up on it and I just wanted to check it out. I've kind of played around on it a little bit, but if that's something you find interesting or it sounds like it could be helpful to you, I really feel like it's worth checking out and at least looking into a little bit. It's really easy to sign up. You just put your name and some basic information in, and then there you go. Your account's all set, and then you can start looking for matchups. If you use Fightbook already, I would appreciate it if you'd let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. But lastly, I just wanted to kind of ramble for a second. My goal in starting this channel was to get involved in the fighting community, and my friends and I were watching fights, and we just kind of wanted to ramble about fights to each other and talk about matchups for the local guys. And we really liked watching fights on the weekends, and that's that. I really want to use this platform to give fighters a space to get their name out there and to have a voice that can really benefit themselves as much as possible. My favorite part about making these videos is just going to the fight and doing the pictures and getting to talk to everybody and making friends and genuine connections with these fighters and people in the industry. And so being able to do that allows me to meet so many cool people, and I'm so thankful for that. So if you haven't already, please reach out and let's connect, because that's what I really think this is all about. And I really thank you once again for all the support, and I hope that we can get your voice out there. But with all that out of the way, we're on to the fight card for tomorrow. I wanted to highlight just a few of these matchups, mainly for the people that I've seen before, because I know that they're going to put on a good show. But the first matchup on the card I wanted to highlight is the grappling match that opens the card up. It's Dylan Mays versus Gage Mitchell. I've watched these guys both fight and grapple individually at different events, and I just wanted to mention this match because I do think that a lot of people dismiss grappling, and I really do find these matches to be interesting back and forth, in my opinion, that make the athlete be more deliberate in their actions, just because there's a more limited tool set than there is in a full MMA fight. That's kind of why I wanted to highlight that fight. I know Dylan and Gage are both great people, so I'm really excited for this fight. I know a lot of people might not think, oh, the grappling's opening the card, I'm just going to kind of hang out and wait for the real fights to start or whatever. But I really think you should check out the grappling match. The next matchup I want to highlight is Bishop Woods and Justin Lyons. So this matchup is particularly interesting to me because Bishop just fought on February 7th for a split decision win at HRMMA 128 against Quentin Shirley. And that was a great fight. But not only that, Bishop also fought a week ago at Only Fights 3, and he won that fight in a Muay Thai competition against Trey Davis. So coming into this fight against Justin Lyons, I feel it'll be really fun to watch out for this fight because, you know, Bishop is just coming off of two really recent fights. So I'm excited to see, with him riding on these last two wins, if he's going to be able to make it three or if Justin's just going to end up stopping the streak. So really excited for that one. Next up, I want to highlight Desmond Lewis versus Caden Willoughby. Both these guys were on the HRMMA 128 card as well a month ago. Willoughby with a grappling match against Aniset Nionishu, and Lewis with a decision win over Jaden Shepard. Desmond is a very stout and powerful individual. His hands are really something to look out for, and Caden is quick and very good at mixing things up throughout the fight. So this one should be really exciting. Caden likes to throw a lot of kicks and stuff, so I'm just interested to see if he's going to be quick enough to kind of outrun Desmond's fists, or if he's going to be able to kind of change up things a little bit to get Desmond where he wants him to be. So next, moving on, I'm going to move into Marat Muratov versus Arisi Tubbs for the vacant amateur featherweight belt. Marat's 3-0 and Tubbs is 3-1. Both these fighters have shown that they're capable of going the distance as well as getting people out of there in the first round. So I think this fight may go the distance, but in my opinion, I really feel like it's going to come down to who has the better defense. Next up is Hugo Ponce versus Connor Poe for the amateur flyweight belt. 5-0 Hugo Ponce will be defending his title against 4-4 Connor Poe. According to Tapology, Ponce hasn't fought since he won the belt in 2024, really late 2024. I think it was December. But he has been a very prolific submission artist in the past. And Connor Poe is coming off of 2 decision losses, but early in his career, he showed promising striking. So this will be an interesting fight to kind of watch out for this weekend. I'm really excited for this one. Rounding out the top portion of the card are 3 pro fights. We got Donovan Smith versus Rashawn Terrell, both making their pro debuts. Atorian Cook versus Juanquez Benson, and your main event is Blake Alvey versus Gideon Makandi, I think is how you pronounce that. Makandi making his pro debut as well. So all 3 of these fights should be really fun to watch, highly skilled guys. Donovan Smith's only loss as an amateur was to Gabe Ruth, who is an incredible fighter, so that's going to be no marks against him. But going up against Rashawn Terrell, who is a very experienced boxer, I think this fight will be something that the crowd's really going to get into. Atorian Cook winning his amateur belt from Tyler Stout, who is another incredible fighter before moving up to pro. He'll be going up against another experienced boxer in Benson. So, like I said, these couple of fights here are really something to look out for, I think, for the crowd. I think the crowd's really going to enjoy this. And rounding out the card, of course, is Blake Alvey, the hometown favorite, facing off against Gideon Makandi. And I'm certain this fight's going to be a show for the fans. Alvey always puts on a show. I'm very excited to see this performance. And that wraps up the Future Fighting 10 card. So hopefully I'll get to see some of you there tomorrow night. Leave a comment with your predictions, and don't forget to subscribe and follow me over on Instagram. But I'll be there tomorrow taking pictures. I'm very excited to see these guys fight, and until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around.